Okay. This worksheet deals with quadrilaterals in art. So they want us to classify A, B, C, D, and W, X, Y, Z according to the number of sides. And so if we trace those in, we have what looks like to be 4 squares, but in terms of the number of sides, we would have to call these quadrilaterals. So A, B, C, D, and W, X, Y, Z are both quadrilaterals. Quadrilateral. Which sides appear to be congruent? Well, it sort of looks like all the sides are congruent, but we know for sure that the opposite sides are congruent. So AB and DC are congruent, BC and AD are congruent, WX and ZY, and XY and WZ are all going to be congruent sides. It could actually be, if those are squares, that they're all congruent. Which sides appear to be parallel? Well, the opposite sides are parallel. So AB and CD are parallel sides. BC and AD appear to be parallel. WZ and XY look like they're parallel. And WX and ZY also look like they're parallel. If so, we could call this a parallelogram also. If we have right angles, this would be a square. That'd be a parallelogram with all congruent sides and right angles. Number 4, what appears to be true about the measures of angle A, B, C, and D? They all appear to be congruent, and they all appear to be 90 degrees. What do you need to measure to prove that A, B, C, D is a rectangle? Or is a square? Well, is a rectangle? Rectangle has opposite sides congruent and parallel, and there's at least one right angle. A square has all sides congruent and opposite sides are parallel, and also has at least one right angle. The one right angle with the parallel sides on both of those forces all of the angles to be parallel. So at minimum you need one right angle, but it forces all the angles to be right. So to prove that ABCD is a rectangle, we would need to prove that opposite sides are parallel and congruent. To prove that it's a square, we'd have to prove the opposite sides are parallel, and also there's a right angle, and that they're congruent. If ABCD is a square, what can you conclude about the diagonals? The diagonals are going to be perpendicular bisectors of each other. We can look at the diagram and see the two sticks. They cut each other in the middle, and they appear to be perpendicular to each other. It lists the geometric shapes you can find in the diagram. Well, I see triangles. There's a circle. There are some trapezoids. Those are one pair of parallel sides. There are squares, and there are rectangles. Are there more?